If you told someone 10 years ago that Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson might end up as Hollywood's most unexpected couple, they'd probably spit out their coffee. But here we are, in 2025, watching the two stars parade down the red carpet of the Naked Gun premiere in London, flirting like high schoolers in homeroom. And yes, there was a kiss, a sweet one, right there, in front of the cameras. A cheeky smooch that sent fans and tabloids spiraling. So, are they or aren't they? Pamela wore a custom corset gown, dipped in regal purple and laced with mischief. An outfit screaming, old Hollywood, but make it spicy. Liam kept it classic with a sharp gray suit and black shirt, but the real accessory was the grin plastered across his face. She smiled back like a woman with secrets. And we love a good secret. While some chalked up their flirty energy to PR magic for their latest film, others are lighting candles, crossing fingers, and whispering, "Please let this be real." The chemistry was undeniable. And really, when was the last time a film premiere felt this giddy? The Mutual Admiration Society. Pamela gushed about Liam like a fangirl at Comic-Con, calling him incredible and admitting she was shaking like a leaf when they first met. Liam? He didn't hold back either. "I'm madly in love with her," he told people, with a sincerity that made hearts collectively melt. He described her as terrific to work with and a joy. Let's face it, Hollywood flings come and go, but this one has depth. Both stars have been through the ringer. They're single, seasoned, and fiercely devoted to their grown kids. It's like your favorite second-chance romance novel, but with better cheekbones and paparazzi. But then, the plot twist. Just as tabloids were preparing the wedding hashtags, #, Pamson 2025 ? Pamela gently pumped the brakes. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, she confirmed, "There's no romance, yet." Emphasis on yet. She called Liam a forever friend and praised their sincere, loving connection. Not exactly a denial, right? Honestly, we've all seen those movies where the leads swear they're just friends, only to kiss in the rain 40 minutes later. We're watching you, Pam. The layers beneath the glam. But to really understand what makes Pamela tick, the healing she speaks of, the complexity behind that public smile, you've got to rewind the tape. And no, not that tape. We'll get to that one later. Pamela's early life in British Columbia was less red carpet and more survival mode. Her childhood was marked by instability. Her father battled alcoholism, and her parents' marriage was more on and off than a malfunctioning light switch. Despite describing them as loving, they couldn't shield her from harm. One of the most painful chapters began when a babysitter repeatedly assaulted her between the ages of 6 and 10. In an eerie twist, after Pamela attempted to stab the woman with a candy cane pen, yes, really, the sitter died in a car crash the next day, leaving young Pamela believing she had caused it. Heavy doesn't begin to cover it. A pattern of betrayal. The trauma didn't stop there. At 12, she was assaulted by the older brother of a friend. Later, in her early teens, she was raped by a boyfriend and several of his friends. These events devastated her ability to trust people, especially men. In her memoir, Love, Pamela, she described herself as falling apart, molecules, dust, liquid. It was poetry, pain, and survival all wrapped into one sentence. With no safe place to turn, she found refuge in animals, vowing to protect them with a fierceness that turned into lifelong activism. They were her first loves, and for a long time, her only ones. From tragedy to t-shirts, her big break came almost accidentally. At 22, she was shown on the Jumbotron at a football game wearing a beer-branded t-shirt. The crowd went wild. The beer company made her their spokesperson. Soon after, Pamela packed up her trauma, grabbed her dreams, and moved to Los Angeles. Playboy followed. She became the magazine's most iconic playmate, her way, she later said, of reclaiming her body on her own terms. The leap from centerfold to screen was swift. She charmed audiences in home improvement and immortalized red swimwear on Baywatch. But behind the bombshell persona, Pamela was still chasing peace. Enter Tommy Lee and the tape. And then, in walked Tommy Lee. The Wild Motley Crue drummer met Pamela on New Year's Eve. They got hitched 6 weeks later. A few months after that, they were expecting their first child. Then came the infamous tape, the intimate video stolen from a safe in their garage, later shared online without consent. Pamela and Tommy sued, but the legal battle was soul-crushing. "You're in Playboy. You have no right to privacy," the opposing lawyers claimed. She was pregnant, battling stress, humiliation, and public voyeurism all at once. They refused a $5 million offer for the tape. "Dirty money," she called it. Sadly, the strain on their marriage proved too much. Pamela filed for divorce, then reconciled, and gave birth to a second son. Just months later, Tommy assaulted her while she held their baby. That night ended with a 911 call and a 6-month jail sentence. Pamela filed for divorce again. Despite all of it, she wrote in her memoir, "My relationship with Tommy may have been the only time I was ever truly in love." Marriage attempts. The love roller coaster didn't stop there. Pamela married singer Kid Rock in 2006, only to separate after a tragic miscarriage and an even messier breakup. The couple's brief union lasted just 4 months, with the divorce finalized in early 2007. Then came poker player Rick Salomon. Twice. They first married in 2007 in Las Vegas, but the marriage was annulled after just 2 months. A second attempt in 2014 lasted longer, 6 months, but ended again in divorce. Their marriages were short, chaotic, and legally erased faster than a magician's rabbit. In 2020, she wed her bodyguard Dan Hayhurst in what sounded like the beginning of a Hallmark movie. The ceremony was held on Christmas Eve at her Vancouver Island home during the pandemic. "I'm exactly where I need to be," she told the press. But 2 years later, the romance fizzled. She simply fell out of love, according to sources. No drama, just exhaustion. Hulu's Pam and Tommy. As if life hadn't already handed her enough lemons, 2022 brought the Pam and Tommy miniseries. Hulu dramatized the infamous sex tape scandal from the 90s, without her involvement or blessing. The series, starring Lily James as Pamela and Sebastian Stan as Tommy Lee, was nominated for 10 Emmy Awards and sparked new interest in the saga. While Tommy gave it a thumbs up, Pamela remained silent until her Netflix documentary, Pamela, A Love Story, finally gave her a voice. "It felt like when the tape was stolen," she said. Her memoir echoed the same grief. Pamela revealed she was never contacted for input and found revisiting that trauma deeply unsettling. The show wasn't just unauthorized, it was re-traumatizing. Not a victim, a survivor. Pamela's story is brutal, beautiful, and most of all, human. She doesn't want pity, she wants agency. Her memoir, Love Pamela, released in January 2023, dives deep into her upbringing, fame, and heartbreaks, candidly addressing childhood abuse, the sex tape fallout, and her relationships. Her memoir and documentary weren't about revenge. They were about release. "I'm not a victim," she declared. "I'm a survivor." She uses her story to advocate for women's autonomy and to reclaim her public narrative. Today, Pamela is finally narrating her own life, on her own terms. She's no longer the woman others define. She's the one holding the pen, the camera, and potentially Liam Neeson's hand. So, about Liam again. Maybe it's just good PR, maybe it's a late-in-life friendship with great lighting, or maybe, just maybe, It's the start of something real. Two people who've both loved and lost. Two public figures reclaiming privacy by being radically, vulnerably honest. Either way, if this is the beginning of a real-life rom-com, we're already rooting for the sequel. And there you have it, folks. If you enjoyed this deep dive into love, loss, and legendary comebacks, give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the best love stories are the ones that take the longest to write.